should you foam roll? Before any static or dynamic stretching. So before you do any of the work that y'all just did out here before, you need to foam roll. So you get the most out of all of your movement mobility. So foam rolling really good if you have muscle imbalances. It helps with flexibility, mobility, injury prevention, recovery. So when you want to foam roll before, and you can also do it for a cool down after, this is the perfect time to do it now too, okay? 3 to 4 times a week I would try to stay on the foam roll. It's probably going to hurt at first more. When you keep doing it, it'll hurt less and less because you'll start to feel your muscles kind of lengthen out, okay? So 3 to 4 times a week, about 30 to 90 seconds per muscle group will stay on each muscle, depending on if you're tight in other areas, okay? And then just a few things to think about, your ABCs. So always start foam rolling from the ground up. So we'll start with our feet, and we'll go up to our calves, quads, hamstrings, hips, thoracic spine, and we'll do our lats too, okay? And make sure you're breathing and relaxing, so that's B. So always start from the ground up, so make sure you breathe and relax. So when you're foam rolling, if you're breathing deeper, that more oxygen gets to those muscles to make it easier to recover. And then consistency is better than intensity. So doing one long, hard session once a week is not going to be as good as doing, shorter sessions throughout the week, okay? All right, so let's start with our feet. So we'll stand up, dig down. So this is good for, a lot of people will get plantar fasciitis when you run. I might have to go through that, but this is a good preventative for that, okay? So get your arch. You want to think about kind of flossing your toes, okay? So flossing between each toe. You want to stay here about a minute each foot.
Should you roll the arch more, or should you roll gently on, like actually on the heel where it's kind of tender?
Yeah. I really get the whole thing, but going on the heel would be good, and when we go up to the calf, that'll really help alleviate some of that pressure too. If you really tighten your calves, that's going to be pulling up on that as well. So it's a workout itself. So when we do our calves, to get more intense, I don't really like to do both feet. I like to do one at a time, and the other foot can cross over the top one to even get more pressure on it. Okay, so we'll start down at the ankle and go back behind the knee. So see, you're having to lift your body up, keep your core tight, and get the outsides. You want to go pretty slow on this, and once you find a spot, so you find a spot, you want to roll first, and then you want to scan. So scanning is kind of when you find a point, kind of rolling back and forth on it, okay? Glutes. So we're going to cross one leg over the other leg. So let's cross your right leg over your left knee. Like this. Put your ankle on it. You're going to lean on that right side. So now we're getting your piriformis. Okay? So this muscle gets really tight on runners. So bend this leg up like this. There you go. Put your ankle on your knee. There you go. And lean on that side right there. So you're opening up that glute. So your piriformis is right underneath your glute maximus. Okay? You might hear some people getting that nerve pain down their leg when your piriformis is tight, because that piriformis will hit your sciatic nerve, causing that pain down your leg when that muscle gets really tight. Yeah. And then when you really want to get deep, you just put this tennis ball right in that spot and just sit on it and move around.
Yeah, y'all can do that. Right?
Yeah, you can do this when you're watching TV. No, you do it off the road, bud. Like this.
It looks painful.
Alright, next let's do your back. Your thoracic spine. So you're going to have to lift your tush up, hands over your chest like this, and go from about your neck, go all the way back down, about middle of your back. You might get a few pops in there. Keep your head up. So when you're going down and back on your back, breathe out, and you might get a few little pops. Kind of let your head hang a little bit. Alright. We can go 2 legs or 1. Let's go 1. So let's go from the top of your knee all the way to your hip. You don't want to roll over your knee. Okay? There you go. And usually we'll do it on something softer, so usually I'll go on my elbows, but if this doesn't bother you, I like to stay a little bit lower. You get a better glide on this one. Foam roller. Like that. Okay? And we're going to put one leg on top here. You'll notice that this part of your knee gets really tight in here. Okay? So you can kind of stay on that spot. Use this hand to push it down. Right there. There you go. And then from that you go all the way up into your hip. Okay? Those are your adductors. So this one, let's go on your side, go up to your hip. Don't go all the way up to your hip bone. Let's go right below it, okay? You're going to go from your hip all the way slowly to your knee. Remember, once you find a tough spot, you want to kind of roll back and forth on your IT band. There you go.